we have this question that says use the elimination method. That means we have to use the elimination method to solve for the values of a and b in this system of equations. So in solving these simultaneous equations, we want to first label our equations. Equation 1 and equation 2. Good. Now we're going to be looking for the easier variable to eliminate, and eliminate means to get rid of. So when I look at this a, the variable, notice it has a 3 in front of it in equation 1. Let's look at a in equation 2. It also has a 3 in front of it. So I know straight away this a is easier to eliminate. Look at b in equation 1. It has a 3 in front of it. Look at b in equation 2. It has a 5 in front of it. 3 and 5 are not the same, so it's a little difficult to eliminate. So looking at the variable that has the same number in front of it, that variable is easier to eliminate. So we're going to eliminate a. Now, to eliminate a, you have to look at the sign in front of it. And when you don't see a sign, it means that there's actually a positive. So there's a positive in front of that 3, and there's a positive in front of that 3. Remember what the rule says. The rule says if the signs are the same, that means a positive with a positive or a negative with a negative, we should subtract. If the signs are different or opposite to each other, then you go straight ahead and add. Notice that this is a positive and this is a positive. You can't eliminate positive 3 with a positive 3. That will only give you 6. So that is the whole reason why when the signs are the same, you have to subtract. And this is what I'm going to do. I like doing this. It's fun. You're going to have to subtract the entire equation. Equation 2 from equation 1. And what I'm going to do is to leave some space down here. And there's a purpose for that. So before we go into that, we're going to have to distribute this negative inside of this bracket. So we're going to have this negative being distributed to that positive 3a. So negative multiplied by a positive, we're going to get negative. So I'm going to have minus 3a. I'm going to distribute this negative inside to this negative 5b. So I'm going to get negative and negative. People say would give us a positive. So I'm going to get plus 5b. Still not done because there's an equal sign. So I'm going to have to distribute this negative all the way over to that negative 41. And negative by negative will give us a positive 41. And notice that I'm putting back my signs. Negative and positive and positive. Awesome. So what I'm going to do next is to bring down the equation that I didn't touch. So I didn't touch equation 1, so I'm going to bring it right back. So that is a 3a plus a 3b is equal to that 15. Good. And from here now, it becomes very, very, very easy. All I'm going to do is to just draw my line. Oops. And just work it out. So I have 3 A's. I will work it out vertically. So I have 3 A's. And I take out 3 A's from it. I'm going to end up with 0. So that's the whole point of eliminating something. You're making it non-existent. Good. So now I have 3b, and I'm adding to that 5 more b's. So I'm going to end up with 8 b's in all. You see that? So I just work with the b's vertically. I'm going to now work with this 15 and this 41. And notice that the plus sign is already there. So I'm not confused as to what I'm going to do. So you have 15 plus 41. 5 and 1 will give us 6. And 1 and 4 will give us 5. Easy. So all we have to do now is to solve for b. To get b on its own, I have to just divide both sides by that 8. So these will cancel, leaving me with just b. And 56 divided by 8 works out to be 7. Great. So now that we have the value of b, I just need to find the value of a. And I like to say, since b is equal to 7, substitute b equals 7 into any equation. And because equation 2 have a negative in there, I'll avoid that. But it can work out. So I'll just use equation 1 because, I mean, it's easy. So I'm going to say substitute it into equation 1. Good. For your practice and your purpose, you can try to substitute it into equation 2 and see what you get. So I'm going to start off with equation 1. 3a plus 3b is equal to 15. And, alright. So since b is equal to 7, that means anywhere I see b, I'm going to replace it with 7 and put it in brackets. And then I'm going to keep everything else that is before it and that is after it. Good. And I'm just going to work it out. 3 times 7, that's 21. Good. Awesome. Wonderful. So I need to solve for a now. So I need to take this 21 and carry it across. When I do carry it across, it's going to change from its original sign to its opposite sign. So here it was positive, so here it's going to be negative. And then I have this 3a. Good. So 3a is going to be equal to 15 take away 21, which is going to be negative something. Because look, you're taking away something bigger from another number. So that's going to give us 6, negative 6. So to get this a on its own, I need to divide now both sides by 3. When I do this, a is going to be equal to not 2, but negative 2. Because negative divided by positive will give us a negative. So to clean it all up, I'm going to come and say, oh, a is equal to negative 2 and, oops, b is equal to 7. And you know, we're done bright already. I want to make sure everything right. So you just come up to the top and substitute to check. So we said that a was negative 2 and we said b was 7. So let's work it out now. So 3 times negative 2, that should give us negative 6. And 3 times 7, that should give us 21. And that's a positive 21. And when you work this out and add it, you're going to end up getting 15. Great. Let's also work this one out. We said that a was negative 2. And we said that b was positive 7. So we're going to work this out now. 3 times negative 2, that's negative 6. And watch this now. Negative 5 times negative 7 is going to give us, negative 5 times that positive 7 is going to give us that negative 35. Now watch it. If you owe the people them $6 and you go owe them $35, that means in all you owe them $41. Now check it. Negative 41 and negative 41. Seeing that both of them are the same, it means both of them are equal, which means our answer down here of a being negative 2 and b equaling 7 is actually correct.